Well, hi, everyone. I'm Brad Free. It's a quiet weekend at Santa Anita this weekend. They canceled racing on Friday. Saturday is expected to be wet. We'll find out about Sunday and Monday. The Grade 2 Buena Vista on Saturday is the feature race. Who knows what type of footing it will be run over. Prize Exhibit and Illuminate, the two favorites in that race. And on Sunday, the good Calbred sprinter Sunday Rules makes her first start in 8 months in the Spring Fever Handicap. That's a quick peek at Saturday and Sunday. We're going to talk a little bit about the Santa Anita Handicap today, and then we'll go up north and take a look at the El Camino Real Derby. We are 3 weeks away from the Santa Anita Handicap, and by now I think everyone knows who the favorite is. It's this guy right here. His name is Midnight Storm, and this is his most recent win on January 1st. He splashed his way to victory in the Grade 2 San Pasqual Stakes. It was kind of a workmanlike win by the horse that is widely considered, by myself included, to be the early favorite for the Santa Anita Handicap. Midnight Storm, in his last 6 starts, all he has done is win 5 graded stakes. His only loss was a third-place finish in the Breeders' Cup Mile. So Midnight Storm, he's trained super out of this race. He is the early favorite for the Santa Anita Handicap. But I want to touch on handicapping element of class. Over the course of time, Grade 1 races were won by Grade 1 horses. But that little cliche was established long before the Dubai World Cup began to siphon a lot of the quality out of the Santa Anita Handicap in early March. When you look at a list of the horses that have skipped the big cap to run instead in Dubai, and how can you blame anyone? The Dubai World Cup purse is $10 million. The big cap purse is $750,000. You can't blame anyone for skipping the big cap to go to Dubai. California Chrome did it in 2015 and 16. Opportunity did it last year, expected to do the same thing this year. Game on Dude, he skipped the big cap in 2012 to go run in Dubai. Well armed in 09, pleasantly perfect, and Medaglia d'Oro, Malik, Silver Charm. The list goes on of horses that skipped the big cap to run in Dubai. The reason I bring this up is because their defection has kind of watered down the Santa Anita Handicap. And over the last 6 years, we have seen 2 surprising winners, horses that went from a 2 other than allowance win straight to the winner's circle for the Santa Anita Handicap. Game on Dude did it in 2011. He earned an 88 buyer, winning a 2 other than allowance. Next start, he won the Santa Anita Handicap. And last year, it was Melatonin. 2 other than allowance straight to the winner's circle for the Santa Anita Handicap. Now, the question is, can history repeat for the 3rd time in 7 years? Well, it just might, because it was last Friday on February 10th at Santa Anita when Top of the Game, trained by Vladimir Surin, owned by David and Holly Wilson, took care of business, winning a 2 other than allowance at Santa Anita. He got a good trip, sitting just off the pace, inside, saving ground, swung out for room into the lane, and this horse won with something left. He earned a 95 buyer speed figure. To me, it looked like he was goofing off a little bit in deep stretch. His ears were pricked. It was a decisive 2 other than allowance win. Spoke with trainer Vladimir Surin early this week, and the plans as of now are to take that massive attempt at going from a 2 other than allowance win straight to the big cap. Watch for Top of the Game. It'll be very interesting to see who jockey Quintasormo decides to ride. He has ridden Imperative. He also rode Top of the Game last time out. So a very interesting decision facing DeSormo, and a live long shot in Top of the Game for the Santa Anita Handicap on March 11th. That's one of a bunch of graded stakes races that day. The Grade 1 Triple Bend will be run that day, along with the Kilroe Mile, the San Felipe for 3-year-olds. Here's a quick early look at the list of probable starters for the March 11th Santa Anita Handicap, and these odds are way, way early. They're going to change, and the field is expected to have more than those 5 starters that we see up on top. Midnight Storm, 8-5 favorite, early favorite anyway. How about More Spirit? Second choice at 5-2. A good runner-up finish in the San Antonio last time out. Imperative, he won the Poseidon down at Gulfstream Park. Accelerate, a disappointing third last time out in the San Antonio. I liked him a lot, and he did not run very well. He also does not have a work since that race. So his status right now is undetermined. And top of the game, I have listed at 10-1. His odds could go down. A good decisive 2 other than allowance win. Now, those odds could be completely skewed if Arrogate and or Opportunity decide to jump into the big cap. I don't expect that to happen, but Bob Baffert has not ruled the big cap out. And if Arrogate jumps into the big cap, well, of course he's the favorite. And perhaps the same with Opportunity. At least he would be very close with Midnight Storm. But right now, 3 weeks out, it's Midnight Storm, the horse to beat in the big cap, top of the game, trying to pull a Game On Dude and Melatonin, going from allowance straight into Grade 1 racing. All right, I said that it's a quiet weekend at Santa Anita, and it is. So let's go up the coast to Golden Gate Fields, where the Grade 3 El Camino Real Derby will be run Saturday. It's race number 7, a mile and 1/8 on synthetic. And let's go ahead and take a real quick look at the field from inside out. And the morning line favorite is number 5, Sheer Flattery. Second choice on the morning line is number 3, Ann Arbor Eddie. Now, here's my knock on Sheer Flattery. He has the best numbers coming into the race, an 88 and an 87, Southern California form, and it looks real fancy and flashy and fast. In his most recent start, Sheer Flattery finished 3rd. He was a neck behind IRAP. IRAP is a maiden. 2 starts back, Sheer Flattery won a maiden race at Santa Anita by a nose. He earned an 87 buyer that day. The horse he beat returned to get drilled, so I'm not sure that Sheer Flattery is as good as his most recent races suggest, and he's listed as the 7-5 favorite on the morning line. As for Ann Arbor Eddie, well, you can't knock a horse who has started 4 times and won 3 straight, including this race. His most recent start, January 28th at Santa Anita. It was in the California Cup Derby, Calbreds going a mile and a 16th on the main track, and Ann Arbor Eddie chasing the distance-challenged California Diamond, who, for the second straight race, was unable to hold off Ann Arbor Eddie. And Ann Arbor Eddie finally wore down California Diamond in deep stretch to win going away. He earned a very ordinary 81 buyer speed figure. In my opinion, it was not a visually impressive win, nor was it particularly fast. So I'm wondering if maybe Ann Arbor Eddie is suspect based on the visual impression of that race. And also with Sheer Flattery, maybe he is not as good as his SoCal form would suggest. And here's one other factor that you can take or leave. Since 2009, when Golden Gate Fields became a synthetic racetrack, we have had 8 El Camino Real Derbies during that time frame. Every single winner of the El Camino Real Derby on synthetic had turf and or synthetic form. That's something that neither Sheer Flattery nor Ann Arbor Eddie has. Neither one of them has started on grass or on synthetic. So it's a brave new world, a brand new world for both the favorites in the El Camino Real Derby. And maybe this race is set up for a locally based long shot, or at least a horse with proven established form over synthetic. Let's take a look at the most recent start by More Power to Him. It was in the California Derby at Golden Gate Fields on January 21st. And More Power to Him made that big, wide, sweeping move 4 wide into the lane. And he looked like he was going to win the race. And then So Conflated came and tagged him late. The horse I want you to take a look at is the horse that battled inside More Power to Him. His name is Colonel Samson. He's listed at 10-1 in the El Camino Real Derby on Saturday, and I liked the way this horse ran. He might have moved a little bit too soon. Of course, the jockey on More Power to Him said as much after the race that he moved too soon. So maybe both these guys, Ricardo Gonzalez and Alejandro Gomez, maybe they moved a little bit too soon. Who knows? Maybe the result would have stood no matter what. But the point is this. More Power to Him ran well, and so did the third-place finisher, Colonel Samson. Now, this is a bizarre race, the El Camino Real Derby, because there is no confirmed frontrunner. I don't know who's going to make the lead. It could be Sheer Flattery. Hard to say. But the point is this. A good horse in good form with perhaps a little hidden trip. I can't say that Colonel Sampson had a bad trip, but he ran well, finishing third, beaten 2 lengths by So Conflated, and behind More Power to Him. That was the first time that Ricardo Gonzalez had ridden Colonel Sampson, and I think that he may have learned a little something. And I'm going to be gambling on Colonel Sampson at 10-1 in the El Camino Real Derby on Saturday at Golden Gate Fields. 3 weeks from now, it's the San Anita Handicap. We'll see if Midnight Storm can hold off the allowance caliber top of the game. I'm Brad Free. This has been the SoCal Report. Talk to you next time.